Welcome back to Karagor Studios Remnant Lunar Archon Session 71. Hope you're having a good. It's been a tired day. It's hot outside. I'm hoping we get rain tonight.
It's getting hot in here.
If in here you mean the world, then yeah, I mean, it feels like it sometimes. I didn't have family keeping me in the south side of the United States, I would definitely move far north. Heck, I'd even consider like Ireland or Scotland if I didn't find their politics to be insane.
Gonna go live in Elsa's ice castle.
I'm down for it. Let's go. An eternally functioning ice castle works for me. Let's see. According to this, it is Saturday, the 18th of June, year 417, post-schism, at 6 a.m.
Woo!
Yeah. Let's see. I need to pull a recap, which the people that we didn't have. I believe we did have Jack. Is that right? Yeah, so I think we had everyone but Jocelyn, at least for most of it. If not all of it. I'm pretty sure it was it Maury? Or no, it was Chris, because Chris wanted to do the recap because he hadn't given it in the one. There are other three of you. Hey Maury, you want to give the recap?
No.
You want to try? I'm sure your party members will be happy to help you.
Okay, so we are in the big city of Vacuo, inside of the continent of Vacuo?
Correct.
Nation? We're in Vacuo.
Like New York.
Yes.
The nation, continent, and city are all known as Vacuo, yes.
So we're in Vacuo.
Not confusing at all.
I think there might be an official name for the continent because it is connected to Vale, but...
We're in Vacuo's cubed.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Anyways, we met John's parents. They're cool. Think it was a little suspicious at first, but found no reasons to continue being suspicious, so has moved on. John got arrested because he ran away from the army, and now he's under city arrest. We've done performances at the theater, and made a ton of money, and Thicket has bought some magical components. We did Thicket's doctor appointment at the church to try and get an exorcism. Didn't work, but we did get an omen from Sylvanas that gave off the vibe that things might be okay? ? And yeah, now we have a bunch of money that we can bet on a race and buy magical Bluetooth headphones with.
Taking a what?
Yeah, Jocelyn's been sick or not Jocelyn, Gambit's been sick and has, because y'all, I don't remember which day it was, but one of the days near the second half of the week, y'all decided to, it might have been like the full week, y'all decided to, instead of continuing to stay at the, where is it? What is the name of the meter, of the inn and meadery? Let me see. Of the
Dapper B.
The Dapper B. Instead of staying at the Dapper B.
Definitely worth another action point, right?
No.
My default tavern or inn name for anything is the Ugly Duckling from Rapunzel.
Oh, pretty great one.
Yeah.
But the Dapper B, y'all decided to, instead of continuing to stay there, you were going to stay with John's parents, which means over the last few days where Gambit's been feeling sick, he's definitely had copious amounts of chicken soup.
We bought groceries.
You did. You bought groceries for Jane. Southern mom making all the food.
It's canon that she stress bakes.
Yes, it is canon that she stress bakes. We did make that clear. Yeah, so since I wanted to give you the opportunity, is there anything you wanted Gambit to do over the course of the week of June? Or of the June 11th to 17th?
Do you want to buy something?
Yeah, he wanted to buy a bunch of. He wanted to make his gun magic. Is there anyone here in Vacuo who can make his gun magic?
You already met someone who gave you an offer.
That's right. Who were they? I don't remember.
That's tough, buddy.
Well, there was.
I can't write. I have dysgraphia.
There's parts, there's shreds, or
Is that
or
a real
portions.
thing?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. What is it, Gron?
There were parts or portions or shreds or
That's a similar word.
bits of an island kingdom, of legend, and so much so that even the proprietor's last name is somewhat associated with it, and there seems to be some sort of odd story in there.
Oh my goodness.
He's giving you...
at the Hain Institute?
No, he has literally given y'all every single piece you need to make the name of the item shop and the owner. He's giving, like, literally all of it. Any further, and he'd start talking about a writing implement associated with a scaled beast. Like...
The dragon?
Yes, Pendragon.
Pendragon?
Pieces of Avalon.
This is like that episode of Bluey.
Avalon is the style.
Yeah. The Pieces of Avalon is the store. Avalon in Arthuric mythology is a mysterious, kind of Feywild sort of island place that I believe Arthur is supposedly still locked up in until he is needed by England, I think, if I recall.
Yeah, it's basically an altering of the story of Jesus.
Yeah, but Astoria Pendragon, which, because you probably forgot what she looked like, that lady, runs the shop, and she did make a deal with you that whenever you had the cash money, she would be happy to enchant the weapon for you. So you would have gotten it over the weekend. So if you wanted to have started on like the 17th or the 18th, you could. She'd basically give you the offer of give me like 4 or 5 days, especially because it's a holiday week. Or I can do it slightly more expensive and have it to you tomorrow. The price, I believe, since you are providing the gun, I think it was 800 gold. So you can do either 800 gold and take several days, or 1,000 gold and have it ready tomorrow.
I think 800 gold in several days.
Okie doke. You can go ahead
He's
and
not
remove...
planning to shoot anybody afterwards.
That's fair. You don't plan on shooting anyone for the next few days, at least. And you can probably wait to pay until you're ready. Yes.
It's Baber.
It's Baber. That is, yeah. There is also a Fate reference in her design as well that Mori got. I don't know if anyone else knows enough about Fate to get any of the references. But
that's the only one I'll ever get.
No, she's super. So like, I would like absolutely like use her in a campaign like as an NPC.
I'm quite happy with how she turned out, and I intend to use her again. Even though she technically has some lore things connecting her to this world, but so does every other character I've made for this thing.
It's fine. She's got like so many vibes going on. She's like, is she a school marm? Is she like a bank and train robber? Is she the sheriff that's stopping the bank and train robber? You don't know, but it's fine because she's amazing.
Got a lot of vibes to her. But yes, you can go ahead and have her do that. What would y'all like to do? It is the morning of Sunday, the 18th of June. The 19th is an empty Monday for y'all, I believe, and then the 20th is the day of the Banshee Blitz, the summer solstice celebrations, which also in those days, I think we already did the rolls. I think we're gonna try again. So John may want to roll another Smith's check for the first couple of days, assuming that's something you want to do over the first couple of days.
Do I still need?
What do I need to roll for that?
I'm sorry.
I think you have a Smith's. Well, it'd be, because the thing it's going to be a dexterity-based Smith's tools check. So if you have proficiency in anything dexterity-based, just roll that, and it should stand in for it. Or figure out what the plus is.
Dex.
What color is Azurite? I forget.
I don't have proficiency in anything Dex.
Then temporarily give yourself proficiency in something with Dex, or change Dex for something else.
Well, it's just like a +5.
Sure, or you can just roll a +5 from the modifier window. That's also an easy way to do it.
Saving throw with the +5 there. 17.
Enough. Yeah, so over the, assuming this is what you want to do with part of your Sunday and Monday, you could have it ready over the days. It would take a bit of time because of the niche details and things of it, but working with Jean, you'd be able to spend the time with your father very carefully, as it's been a while since you've done smithing this detailed, and he is a master at the craft. So you enjoy, well, presumably you enjoy, that's up to you, but you do spend the time with him preparing the materials and carefully sculpting this to the chat, which for y'all to see, and I might as well go ahead and throw it into the campaign as well. It's an image that was found thing.
Ooh, that's spicy.
So when are we gonna get a new background?
Working on it. We're
Yeah, we
getting
don't have
there.
one for last
Half the
Tuesday.
people in the background are dead.
This is true. That is an accurate description of the background right now. Listen, some days are more difficult to find time in than others. I'll get to it.
We could take turns making different characters the background.
I could just start making the thumbnail the background every time if I wanted. Why can't I? I would like to copy this image. Copy image. Paste image. Paste image. Why are you not pasting? There you go. Save the image there, and then I'll just do it this way. Oh, there you go. Now y'all can see it on the stream side too. As after spending the time on it, John would return with this pendant, which actually has a blue gemstone instead of an orange one, which I can add to your sheet unless you have a particular name.
Wait, no.
I don't remember. I think I sent you a name for it.
I don't remember if you did.
I'm getting the vibe Sword Blossom.
Resolute Thorn.
Nice.
Salute.
That looks like the logo for some evil villain corporation.
Hey, you don't know everything about John.
See, it's so funny. You see an evil villain corporation. I immediately see like a secret order of knights that like,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Assassins. This is the
hand-
order of assassins.
yeah. See, it's so funny. I love how that can happen. Like how perception can be varied.
So that's what John is doing. What would the party like to do? The rest of you. What are you doing?
Do I have any more rolls to roll for Jackie?
No, I think we did all of them up to now during last
Cool.
session.
Cool. Then yeah, Gron's just probably gonna be like, if we have time to go try to do some background,
Oh, right. I need Gambit to roll a thing. Gambit, assuming you would have taken the time to interact with the street a little bit, see what the word is, I would like for you to make... Oh, let's probably go with investigation. Would be a street
nice.
knowledge check, I suppose.
Oh boy. Okay. Hold on, I want to use it here. Right off the bat. What's the word? What's the hat? What's your major?
Interesting, with the 21, the word on the street is, well, a few different things. Things here and there about the events of the summer solstice. You hear the occasional, like, oh, there's going to be a heist here or there in the sketchier parts of town. You hear about various events, whether it be block parties, parks, the Banshee Blitz. You do hear that about with the Banshee Blitz. Where's my list of things?
Oh yeah.
Where are you? That the fairly new contestant Myerma is planning something. You also hear that apparently some of the better racers, such as Cathra, Walker, and Gadul, are all known for pulling tricks during the race. Not breaking the rules, but, being fancy. In particular, that Gadul likes to bet. But you find an interesting bit of information that the word around town is that a criminal is performing at the Moonlight Muse. Some people find it alluring, others find it to be a disgrace.
I find it cool.
Me too.
John's just a bad boy. He's just all like, yeah, I was dead, but now I'm here. What's up?
As for what crimes you're hearing, there's a variety of them being spread around, from murder to insurrection to theft.
Oh wait, the rumor got out that John was a criminal, but not what he did?
Oh, I'm sure it started that way, but rumors only grow. I'm sure it's
People like to make things more dramatic.
They do.
Yes, telephone down the city block.
Bad boy John.
Some are absurd stories. How apparently he's a lost lord from one of the cities from years ago. A whole bunch of different stuff. Of course, you have a bit of an idea of what he actually is, but the stories are certainly going a little wild.
John is Rapunzel.
Gambit's gonna go ahead and be like, well, I heard he accidentally killed a endangered monster that was like ultra rare.
Persuasion check with disadvantage.
Woo, let's go.
Even with disadvantage, it takes a few minutes, but you start get people on the lane that he killed. That he killed a monster that the Lord of Greed was actually trying to capture and use as one of his personal pets, but it was actually hurting townspeople, and John came and put a stop to it. And now the Lord of Greed has it out for him. But you spread them in a more noble direction. Successfully.
Mm-hmm. The truth? Nuh-uh.
I heard it was this.
Mm-hmm.
It's so awesome, and it'll start spreading, and so then that actually also will give Gambit street cred.
Mm-hmm.
You joke. That's Gambit. Garand wanted to look into other racers.
Yeah, if we have the time for it. It's not huge on his thing, but it's like maybe we find out something or whatever.
Who are you looking into?
I mean, I guess as much info as we could. It's like we probably start from the top and work our way down, because if they're not expected to perform like as well,
No,
probably
the performance, you will not be able to do one during the 20th and 21st. I don't know that you've had that already. Is that right? Was it supposed to be Monday or Sunday? I feel like we already did Sunday night's performance. Is that right? I think we did.
Yeah, we did. I was looking at the Friday the 23rd and Sunday the 25th as possible days, which is why, mathematically speaking, based on our previous amounts, about 800 each per person, which would include paying off the
Payments
for the 2
days. All right, so you're hoping to do those.
And the 800 gold. Well, it kind of depends, because it's like I don't know which one my uncle would want to go to.
Who knows?
So, but that's kind of the plan, is like, and based on how we do on those 2 days, we would pay him in response. But we are unfortunately previously occupied on both the 21st and the 24th, because assuming they invite us, then we don't want to have something canceled. But if they don't, then maybe we can pull off a last minute performance, and maybe we can just throw out some more flyers again.
Who knows? All right, but you'll consider that, and he'll be willing to work around with you for that. But he does have other performers setting up times. I'm gonna say it's Monday, given that you would have already done the Sunday night performance.
Okay.
Not having been Sunday, or looking around, is anyone going to help Garand research racers?
Gambit will.
Okie doke. Garand, make an investigation check with advantage. Targeting the top 5 racers for information.
Oh, come on, Shanks. Oh, wow.
Okay, you dropped a 1.
Yeah.
Good thing you had advantage.
Yeah.
Let's see. You would learn, with the 22, you learn basic information about all of them, and then a couple of notes about the first couple. Let me grab my notes. The first person, the projected to win on the fact that she has won 3 out of the last 6 races, is Kathra and Shelly. You find out that Kathra is a hill dwarf, and she rides a giant lizard that, though a bit slower, she does use magic to enhance its speed, and she has a habit of using different physical traps. She doesn't use extra magic or stuff herself, but she does use different traps and things to slow down her opponents.
And they obviously aren't damaging, because that would disqualify her.
Correct.
So
you find out that one that she does often do is throwing nets for her opponents to try and actually just like grapple them and cause them to slow down and be restrained.
Okay, can I make an Arcana check to see if the spells like Fire Shield would just completely negate that?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, let's go.
A 26. Let me look at Fire Shield real quick.
Because theoretically, if she's using like more typical nets, then it probably would. But if she's using like, probably not.
they, from what you hear, they're more typical nets. And Fire Shield, I'm going to say, based on the wisping flames around you, would probably be successful at burning off ropes or things like that.
Okay. That might be a thing to invest the scroll in. Fire Shield's not too high of a level, if I remember correctly, so we might be able
4.
to. So yeah, that's.
You then find out that the second place is Walker, who the guy that had introduced, had worked with y'all and brought y'all into the thing, the sign-up guy, talked about them. You hear that Walker, though he typically looks like a man, is actually a were-rat from the city of Dyke.
Oh.
Which gives him.
He has a sour look on his face that he cannot remove. He's just like, ugh.
He is a were-rat. He, of course, doesn't try to scratch or curse anyone with the same curse that he has. But his nature as being more animal-like in those instances do give him a bit of an advantage, which he and his riding horse, named Alexander, a white horse, do use together, which makes them quite effective. You also find out that Walker is a bit of a tinkerer and is known to create different things like smoke bombs, web spells, and similar things like that to mess with the opponents. As well as with that role, I'm going to say you've also found out that he has been known to cast the spider climb spell on his horse to allow it to run along the walls.
That's awesome.
When relevant.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can't wait to tell Thicket that idea.
The third that you would find out about is Gadul, who is a goblin, and he has a dire wolf named Boulder. They're pretty effective. They have a habit of throwing insults. They're not particularly loved by the crowd, but they are quite effective as racers. He apparently he'll often make bets with new racers that he expects to lose, or he expects the new racer to lose and him to win the bet. So like small under the table bets. He also uses magic like the other two do. So with that role, you also find out that he has trained his dire wolf to effectively try to bite and trip people without actually harming them to get around the rules.
Okay, all right. The whole time, Gron's like, "Gamba, you believe in this? This is nonsense. This is crazy. This is gonna be hardcore."
The last two you find out about, you don't get as many details, but you do hear Kothar, who is a male Komodo dragon faunus, who's known to be fairly liked by the crowd, and he has an Allosaurus named Zip. They don't have any particular special tricks, but he is one of the few people that rides a dinosaur. And then, let's see, is that last one Ephrail and Fluffy? You find that Ephrail is a female wood elf, who does have some... let's see if I'm getting that right. Is known to... Okay, so this one thing will be more helpful to you. She is known to give advice to new racers, and it's pretty much always just BS.
Okay. So is it like an opposite kind of lie, or is it just like a nonsense? Do this, and it's never really gonna make any difference at all.
It's usually something that is more likely to slow you down than to help you. Also, why is Discord pausing Spotify? I'm not streaming Spotify to Discord.
Because it hates you.
And you find out that Ephrail's steed is a crag cat, which is a large, semi-monstrous type of cat that tends to live in cold mountain climates. Make an Arcana check to see if you know anything about them.
Maybe.
yeah, with that roll, you would know that one of the biggest things about crag cats, in addition to having a non-detection effect on them pretty much innately and allowing them to avoid divination magic, they also have an ability called spell turning, where they have advantage on all saving throws against magic, and if they succeed on saving throws against magic of 7th level or lower, it has no effect on the cat, and instead will turn around and target the caster.
Ooh.
And so it is a very large gamble to try and cast things on Ephrael and Fluffy.
Okay, so then Garon would see that as like it needs to be done on the ground or on the nature around him in order to cause him to be affected by it.
Yes.
That's what he say to Gambit, and then for memory so that we can talk to Thicket, because honestly at this point in Garon's mind, Thicket and John are like the support to try to make this happen. And yeah. Okay.
I can also give you the races and creatures for all the others if you'd like, though you wouldn't get as much information about them. Arden is a human, though some people theorize he may be an Azamar. And he has a red riding horse, a red-furred riding horse named Mars. Make sure I'm getting that right. Yep. And then Leary is a manatee faunus, despite looking like a human, and he has a hippogriff named Hoot. Frankie is a halfling who rides a Dinoceus, which is similar to a raptor, closer between a real raptor size and the raptors from Jurassic Park, but they also tend to have like feathers under their arms, though they don't have any real flight ability. Georgia is a female human who has a black furred riding horse named Malon. Ty is a halfling who rides a yak named Flash. Dorn is a human man who rides a zebra named Flint. Myerma is a black dragonborn who rides on a pale white colored horse named Osiris. Thornton is a male human who rides a giant boar named Nash. Mally is a female human who rides a giant goat named Dune. And Ereval is a half-elf who rides an axebeak named Bill.
Garon's gonna look to Gambit and say, should we try to instigate some opposition, create some tension with some of the lower races and some of the upper races to see if maybe they might try to aspire to greatness and thus allow us to go under the radar unscathed?
What do you mean?
Well, for example, right, we say, Thornton, we've been led to understand that Fluffy has a certain penchant for bacon, and you might want to protect Nash. And so maybe, here's a little information we've learned about them, and whatever tricks you might be planning, if you plan them on the path ahead of Fluffy and Ephrael, maybe you'll prevent any sort of, lingering hunger that might lie in, Fluffy's mind to try to hit your beautiful Nash.
What?
I'm not sure what I lost you on. I'm sorry.
Like, are we trying to get them to fight amongst themselves, or like be buddy with us, or like intimidate them?
No. Fight against each other, right? So
Okay.
we get lower people to think that there's a threat in one of the other higher people, and that will cause them to focus their efforts on one of them, and then we are much less noticed because of this.
Oh, I see. So, like, we should pretend to be like one of the top 5 and then like forge some threats to like some of the lower ones, so they feel like they're being targeted, so that they have to target back.
More like, let's pretend that we're in this for the fun of the event, but we heard these rumors and we know this information, so we're creating the falsehood, but also telling the truth in order to enhance that falsehood, so that they focus more on the falsehood, and then use that truth to be like, oh wait, we need to do something here.
Okay. You're gonna have to do that though. I'm pretty charismatic, but I don't think I'm that charismatic.
I mean, it's fine if you can just be there to back me up, maybe.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, as far as Garon's concerned, if he has the time to go try to find these other like quote unquote lesser racers, then he's definitely going to try to like instigate some shenanigans.
All right. So, who were you targeting, and what lies are you telling them?
So you did a very good job doing a brief overview, and I was like, that's neat. He put some effort and time into this. And then I'm thinking, wait a minute, I could plan this out. So if you are willing to go over anything that I may have missed, effectively I will ask you and say, hey, what did I hear about this person or whatever? If you're willing to do that, fantastic. If not, then that's fine.
Totally.
It's just because you're going more rapid fire and I wanted to enjoy the experience. So I didn't even get a pen out, but now I do.
That's fair.
So
no worries. Happy
So
to repeat what I've said.
I paid special attention to Efril and Fluffy just because Cheyenne was excited about playing them and I wanted to kind of help her out if I could.
Mm-hmm.
So I know about her being a lying trickster with anti-magic cat. So
pretty much. You also, I guess, would generally find out that most of the upper racers who have a bit more cash have at least long strider on their animals. That's just generally expected.
That's fine. So Shelly was the lizard, and Cathra was what?
Cathra is a. Let me check. I think I believe she is a hill dwarf who rides a riding lizard. Shelly.
All right, and then that was Trick.
She has a penchant for traps.
Trap.
Traps and nets.
Yeah, nets was a thing. Yep. All right, and then Walker and Alexander.
Mm-hmm. Highly effective racers who Walker is effectively an artificer of sorts, a tinkerer who has different devices and has some spellcasting ability of his own that he uses.
Yeah.
Also is a were-rat.
And then Alexander, and then was the horse.
Yep.
That with he gives spider climb so that the horse can climb walls.
Yes.
Okay. And then Gadul is the goblin.
Yep.
With Boulder, the giant or direwolf.
Direwolf, yes.
Direwolf that can trip bite without damage for skirting the rules.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
All right, and then Kothar and Zip. Kothar was, I believe, a halfling. You said.
Kothar is a do. He is a do.
Nice.
He's a Komodo dragon faunus.
That's my bad. Komodo faunus, and then this Zip is the Allosaurus.
Allosaurus. It's for those in the audience, is kind of a smaller T-Rex. Still very big, but T-Rex-like, but a bit smaller. Less aggressive.
So he might be going with my whole intimidate concept originally, so that's fine. Efril and Fluff, I have Arden and Mars. Arden, I think you said was human, maybe Azamar. So Azamar ?
Yep. He is a crowd favorite as well. Just people
Red
generally
horse
like him.
and crowd favorite.
Red horse.
Okay. All right, and then Leary and Hoot. Hoot was the hippogriff.
Yep.
And then Leary is Leary the halfling? I know there's a halfling somewhere along
There
here.
are halfling. There is a halfling, but it is not Leary. Leary is a manatee faunus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sea cow, but looks fully human.
Yep. There's nothing outward that would give you the indication that he is a faunus,
Sure.
or at least not that you would hear from most people that he hides some things and maybe like his teeth are a bit larger, but as far as most people can tell, pretty much human.
All right, and then Frankie and Scales.
Frankie is the halfling. Or at least
There
one
we
of
go.
them.
And then Scales was
Dinoceus, which I can put in the chat because it's a fun word.
all right. And no special anything was noted there because they were lesser, so we didn't hear too much.
Deinonychus. I said it wrong. It is the correct pronunciation.
Okay, perfect.
One of those dinosaur names that's slightly more difficult to say.
No, that's fine. And then Georgia and Malon.
Yep. Georgia is a human woman, and Malon is a black-furred horse.
All right. I just want to point out, folks, if we haven't heard this yet, we have a white horse, we have a black horse, we have a red horse, and then I believe someone else has a pale white horse. But anyway,
Gee, I wonder what that could be.
Ty and Flash.
Ty is another halfling, and Flash is a yak.
You know what? If we lose, can we lose to Ty and Flash? Because you know what, I got special love for yaks. You know,
I love
they come
Ty
to
and Flash.
yak, that's good times.
I learned that D&D yaks and yaks in general are actually quite fast when they want to be.
Are we racing the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse?
Sure seems what it sounds like. But anyway, all right, Ty and Flash or Dorn and Flint.
Dorn and Flint. Dorn is a human man, and Flint is a zebra.
There we go. And then Mirma and Osiris, that is the black dragonborn and the pale white horse.
Yes. Thornton is a male human who rides a giant boar named Nash.
Does Nash Nash?
Does he live in Nashville, though?
What was Thornton again?
Thornton is a male human.
Okay.
Who tends to talk pretty big.
But Nash is the dire boar or whatever.
Giant boar, yeah. And Mally and Dune. Or Mally is a female human, and Dune is a giant goat.
It's not a sandworm.
It's not a sandworm.
Thank goodness.
Definitely thought about giving her a giant worm, but I did not. It's definitely a consideration.
All right, and then Ereval and Quill.
Yep, Ereval is a half-elf, and Quill is an axebeak.
So the only person who has the actual thing that's like recommended for this is one person. That's fantastic.
Oh, the axebeak on the poster? Yeah.
Yeah.
They may have based it on him, who has raced for like the past 8 years.
That's so funny.
He's yet to win, but he does use it.
All right. So we don't need to worry. So all right. Based on this, I'm gonna say Ereval and Quill are out. I'm gonna say we're already going with the hungry whatever is out. So I'm gonna say Mally and Dune are out. I think with Thornton and Nash, I want to go with the Ephraim Fluffy thing that I want to do there.
Okay.
So this is what I'm talking to Gambit about, and then we're gonna take this to Thicket and the rest of the and the boys, Thicket and the boys, and we'll see if they if they have any thoughts.
New band name.
Thicket and the boys.
For Mirma and Osiris, I think we want to avoid the whole what was it, Arden and Mars. I think there's at least a small possibility, if for no other reason than because of the whole 4 horsemen thing, that they could at least get along. So I'm gonna say for Mirma and Osiris, I actually want to focus on Kathra and Shelly, because I think I'm gonna try to go with the whole it's not very honorable for the dwarf to do what he's going to do, and the dragonborn and the dwarf, I'm hoping there's going to be some honor, bad blood there, so I'm going to hope for that. Let's see, we'll say Frankie and Scales. I think that's where we go with the Gadul and Boulder. I'm trying so hard to figure out how to like the best way to like super cheese this. So we just go in and it's just all right. Anyway, let's see. Let's go with you know what? I think with Leary and Hoot, I want to go with Walker and Alexander.
Okay, write some of these. You wanted Myerma against
Cathra.
Cathra.
Yep.
What's the lie there? Or like the indication?
So with that one, it's going to be focusing on honor. Like this is a dwarf who's given up his honor, and so he's willing to do anything. And my understanding is that I'm going with some very like basic generalized knowledge that is borderline like D&D racism, right? But it's like you're dragonborn, like the dwarf should know better. Like he's willing to be dishonorable. That means that he's probably the most person that you should watch out for, because effectively I'm going honor versus honor on that one.
Okay. For the record, Cathra is a female dwarf.
Okay, well,
dwarf.
It's still she. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it's still honor.
I
but
know
yeah,
you said he several times. And I'm like, just technically, yeah, no.
Fine. You can correct me if I'm going. I'm just trying to make like quick.
You're keeping track of 15 characters that I made. No worries.
Right. Yeah. And then for Frankie and Scales, it's Gladul and Boulder. So it's like a halfling on a Dionychus, and has to worry about the direwolf that's going to try to trip without damage. Meaning that like he knows how to weaken your mount so that he can later eat them. So I'm going to kind of like repeat the whole like it's really a trap to like be like, hey, they like to eat. So I'm going to kind of like repeat that. Also, it's a goblin versus a halfling, and halflings should be like, ooh, goblins are gross. They're little, but like us, but they're awful, not like us. So I'm gonna.
It's really leaning into the racism angle, all right.
I mean, you have to try, right? You never know what these people are like, right? It's like,
imagine they're best friends.
They could be. This is why, like, it's not a commitment. It's not a commitment. It's like
I really should have made a web of like relationships for these.
I mean, too late. Now you have to
It's
roll.
Too late. I have to randomly decide.
Anyway, but again, that's what the purpose of like insight and different things are. But anyway, all right. So Leary and Hoot, it's going to be Walker and Alexander, because the hippogriff, like nothing can stop the hippogriff, but the fact that horse can climb walls is how the artificer is going to bring him down. Right. So that's how we're going to get that one, and then that leaves us with last Kothar and Zip and Arden and Mars. And I'm actually going to say, because Kothar and Zip are not fan favorites. Is that correct?
They are not.
Yeah, so you said that. So I think so I'm just going to pit them against each other. And basically it's going to be the whole thing of like, he's trying to change his image and he's going to try to take your glory from the fans. So, all right. So I have it. So
you are specifically going to Arden, warning him against Kothar, that Kothar wants to take his popularity.
That's yep. And then Leary and Hoot for Walker and Alexander, and the spider horse.
Okie doke.
And then the Duel and Boulder and Ephraim and Fluffy things, those are going to be the same. They're looking to find a weak thing to feed their pet. Basically to kind of like put a little bit of fear in them so that they're all like, they have that anxiety build up. And then with Catherine and Shelley, it's going to be, or Tamira and Cyrus, it's going to be Catherine and Shelley, basically the honor. So that's the initial plan. I want to bring that to Gambit and get his insight, and then I want to bring that to Thicket and the boys. TM, come see them in concert. I'm trying to use tricks before we even start the race.
Okie doke.
So Gambit, what do you think of those ideas? Oh, Gambit's muted.
Okay, sorry. I think they're good ideas.
So we'll go to Thicket. We'll go to. No, we'll go to Thicket. We'll go to Doug. We'll go to John. See if they're on board with this this plan. Effectively, if we can start with traps and tricks already in play, then I feel like that will just give us an additional advantage in the field.
Yeah.
So I would assume it took most of Monday to probably do this, so we might only have the rest of Monday to try to pull this off. But I still want to try to, like, hurry Gambit and I back to the group.
And potentially you could before the race, when races are gathering, because you get the impression that most of them will be there prepping stuff as early as, like, 8 or 9 for the
Okay.
noon race.
Cool. All right. All right, so yeah, whenever we get back, then it's just trying to see what the others feel, and then it's going to be the idea of, like, I think it really needs to pay attention to how they seem to respond to different names, because if I need to like call an audible and adjust the con on the fly, I need to be able to do that.
We need to come up with a signal.
Okie doke. So you what do you need the signal for? Sorry, what?
Because otherwise, if we need to abort mission, Thicket's gonna be like Kevin from The Office. Warning! Warning! Warning!
For this persuasion isn't going well. They need to leave.
So maybe when, like, if Thicket senses that, like, it's the good direction to go, maybe Thicket can be like, oh yeah. So maybe it'd be something like this. So when talking to Thicket and telling him the plans, be like, all right, so if it's looking like it's the right direction, you just be like, oh, you do know them, and, like, be all, like, affirming, like preemptively setting up for me to follow up with the information. If not, if it doesn't look like the way to go, it's like, oh, we had heard that you guys didn't get along, and it's that sort of thing of, like, if it's affirmative, then that means I can follow through with the con. If it's like surprise or negative or oh really, then that's like the okay, got to change the con.
All right, so it sounds like we need to roleplay through them then.
Yeah, I mean, I was assuming so.
Just
Do we want to
because-
take a break? This might be a minute. I don't know. I don't know what anybody else wants to
Thicket
do. I
needs
don't.
his insight checks.
That, or we could do a couple of them and then take the break and then get back to it, because I don't know necessarily how long each one of them will take.
That's...
And we take the break right before 9, and then we get a solid hour and a half to do the race itself, assuming we get all the way there.
Was anyone else doing anything while we were trying? Well, I were trying.
And the boys.
How's and the boys? It's Doug and John. I was trying to make a.
Oh yeah.
Opinions. Emotional
We
manipulation.
shot a bit while we were talking about racers. Remind me where we're at.
Y'all would probably be planning in John's parents' house unless y'all went out and about.
Okay.
But you would also, because assuming there's like Monday morning when y'all are planning this, John would be going to finish the Thorn in the afternoon, in the morning afternoon.
Are John's parents gonna come watch?
Of course.
Yay!
I'm okay with you having some popcorn. Go ahead and go make some. Don't come down until it's done. You got it? Don't get distracted.
I
Focus.
mean,
Popcorn. Okay?
Tron's usually the scheming one, so I'm gonna trust that. Oh.
Does Doug have any
Ron's like,
opinions?
scheming. It's more like planning. It's a different type of planning. That's all. You know.
Garand is the best at lying.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I don't think Doug be like particular. You
Doug has no opinion on them. All right. So the first one, I guess first you need to make investigation checks to find them.
Okay. Assuming advantage. Now that I'm helping it.
You would have help from Thicket and whoever else wants to come for the.
My investigation
Manipulation.
is +0.
But Gambit has not.
Gambit has pretty solid investigation. Is Gambit coming with?
Gambit has an investigation of 0.
Oh.
Oh.
He can come with.
I don't know if anyone can properly. I mean, they might be able. I'd say they could probably give you the advantage just because you're looking for people, and that's a little easier.
Okay.
So you would be able to find Thornton and Nash. You actually end up finding him feeding Nash a variety of meat and vegetables, and it almost looks like just whatever stuff was being would have been thrown out at different restaurants that Nash is very happily going into. As you see Thornton, this really slick-looking man with these brown trousers, boots, and this cyan-colored vest over a off-white shirt. His hair kind of slicked back, tending to and kind of brushing his fairly large boar with 4 large tusks on the front and a large snout. His brown and black fur, as the back hump of Nash is over Thornton's head from the sheer size of this boar.
Nice.
This is the image.
Oh, that's adorable. I love
it.
That's
When I was asking my sibling or my brother for names for riders, he was like, "Is one of them going to be Flynn Rider?" And I was like, "They are now."
that's great.
Oh, hey,
Hello. You're Thornton, yeah? And that's the mighty Nash, isn't it?
that's us. I see you've
Oh, it's
heard.
great to meet. Yeah, no. We've heard great things. We're actually in the race too. We're looking to have a little bit of fun, to celebrate and all that.
Oh, the new guys.
Yeah. So I'm Grond. You may have heard about us performing.
I have not, but I'm sure you're great.
No, it's all right. But the reason I'm coming to interrupt your evening, and hello Nash, oh, he's a good boy. It's a boy, right? I'm not wrong, right? I don't want to be mistaken.
Snorts at you and then goes back to his eating.
All
How
right.
high up does Thicket go in comparison to Nash?
Like
So
one of his kneecaps.
think of the Nash snack. We got to keep thinking away a little bit. So listen, I hate to do this the night before, but I just really wanted to warn you. We've kind of been doing a little bit of research around, and apparently, it seems like there might be someone who might be inclined to be more predatory toward the mighty Nash. So do you know anyone that might have anything against? Maybe not even you, but maybe just really likes to feed their critter, and wants to let their mount get a little whiff of how Nash might taste.
Well, attacking is against the rules, and killing each other's mounts is just straight up illegal.
Right?
I'm not too
No.
worried.
I agree with that. I think it's more like that person wants to get their mount an opportunity to hunt. So at this point, I'm trying to kind of nudge Thicket to get an insight to see if this seems like a reasonable thing that might.
This particular Thicket, you could tell with your passive, he seems more confused about the prospect. sort of a like, but why would another racer do that if they'd get disqualified look on his face.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
if you think
doesn't
someone's gonna
really
commit a
it doesn't
crime,
really make sense, but like we were just wondering if you were maybe worried about it.
not really. I mean, if someone was intending that, like if you've heard plans, something you should report to the guard. I mean, thanks for the warning, but
No, no. Okay, so it's not in the race. All right, not in the race, but effectively, someone wants to try to hinder you so that their mount could get the scent of Nash to be able to hunt Nash after the race because they think that it would be a great meal for their mount.
that's
It-
a bit
It's like they
worrying.
want to hinder you during the race. They want to try to focus on you so that their mount can pick up the scent of Nash to track Nash at a later time. Does that make sense?
Hard time believing any of them would do something like that.
I mean, Grant's terrible about it, but he's gonna try to figure out an insight to see if he could read maybe the right way to go on this dude.
The prospect of someone trying to eat his steed definitely seems to be worrying him a little bit.
Okay. Look, maybe I'm wrong, right? I mean, it is just stuff that we've learned, so maybe it's nothing. But I would just suggest maybe keeping an eye out for Efril and Fluffy. We've even heard that she likes to give good advice, quote unquote, and he's got like the big air quotes. He's way over emphasizing this. This is a huge performance from him. She really likes to give good advice, right? But in fact, it's actually detrimental. So, if you want, just go ask. Like, maybe something that could be of benefit to Nash, right? And see how she responds to that. And maybe use that as a guide of like, maybe there's a little bit more to what I'm saying. Again, we could be wrong. It could just be rumor, right? But
Get insight.
I'm loving this so much, Michael. I'm so sorry this is slowing things
No,
down,
it's
guys.
just fine. If it takes till next week to do the race, no worries. He definitely rolls his eyes when you start talking about Efril.
I mean, can Duran pick up on that maybe?
With the 12,
I mean,
no.
Huh?
With the 12, no, so unless Thicket provides you with that information.
Alright, that's fine. Okay.
And thanks for
So
the
again,
tip. I have a hard time imagining even she would do something like that.
just what we heard. Just what we heard. Could be nothing. But if
Appreciate the tip. I'll be careful around her after the race, then, I guess.
yeah, well, only if you seem like if she's trying to like mess with you, like or try to get close to you.
Any more than normal.
Any more than normal. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's all. Just keep an eye out. That's all.
Okay.
All right. Well, have a wonderful evening, Nash. You look powerful. I can't wait to see you in the race. You look great. And Thornton, good luck to you.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh, intimidation. I'm trying to deceive him, but all right, that's fine. It's whatever. Thug life.
You're relying on the fear factor, so I'm gonna go with
Thicket has a
intimidation.
+1 to intimidation.
Are you proficient in it?
No.
No benefit here. Okay. Keeping that in mind. As you move on to Myerma, you would see Myerma is a black dragonborn. She wears a dark black and red series of leathers. Though it's not shown in the picture, she'd actually have a bow and a set of short swords on her hips. Very like ready to go hunting vibe with the fairly large, I mean, I don't know, that not necessarily large, but a horse. The pale white horse that in this case she is just letting graze and hang out in the field while you would have found her, which I guess technically you should have investigation to find her. So yeah, investigation.
That's fine. We can investigate for everyone. That's fine. I am down with that. Let's go, thug life. Is this still?
Some are going to be harder to find than others.
That's fine. Is this still advantage?
Yeah, you have people helping you. No worries. Yeah, you're probably going to pass most of these anyway. but you would find her eating an apple, waiting, basically just watching Osiris. In addition to her two black horns that go back and then curve forward in sort of a ram style, she does, though it's not common among Dragonborn, this one does have hair. She has this white hair that cascades back between her horns and a bit over her shoulders. She does have a tail as well, which isn't something all Dragonborns have, as we see Myerma and Osiris.
I was gonna say, yeah, Dragonborn are pretty heavy, so that's got to be a pretty stocky horse. So that works.
Especially
Awesome.
with all the stuff that she's wearing and the extra tail and everything, it definitely looks like it can support her well.
Nice. Oh, is this the mighty Osiris?
Gives you
Ron
a side eye and takes another bite of her apple.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Your
Ron?
armor looks really cool.
Thank you.
We're all going to be in the race, sort of, and
No,
we just
we're
can't.
the new guys.
Yeah, I just came to wish you well.
Performers too, right?
Yeah. We sing. We
Yeah,
sing. You like?
saw you the other night.
You did. Delightful. So glad that you made the show. Hopefully, it was one of the better performances. We've had a couple of hiccups that have not been as great as we normally do.
Seemed
but
really good to me.
delightful. Glad you enjoyed it. That's fantastic. You know, it's funny. Actually, the only reason we even came out in the first place is we've learned something. Tell me what you think about Kathra.
She's great.
Can Thicke get any kind of insight off of that very minor answer?
Insight.
And I mean, I'm gonna try as well because I mean, as terrible as I am,
If you're worried about her, she's an aggressive racer. But... Thicket, you can tell it is entirely genuine. Garanda does not sound genuine.
Okay.
Yeah, we've heard great things about her.
She's a great racer. She's a good hunting partner.
Oh, hunting partner. Oh, you've worked with her. Great.
Yeah.
That's good. We're glad to hear then that the rumors are unfounded. You know, we had heard word that you know, the way that she likes to use her traps and such with Shelly and all that. For whatever reason or another, she felt like we had heard, again, take it for what it is. We had heard that apparently she felt like you were a little bit of a threat this year for the race, and so she might be targeting you a little bit more than usual. So again, it's probably nothing, but you know.
Bit of friendly competition never hurt us.
Are
Appreciate
you
the
guys
tip.
best friends?
I don't know if I'd necessarily go that far, but we hunt a lot. Of the people I hang out with, I definitely count her as one of my friends.
Oh, maybe it was just more rivalry then. Maybe it was more like
Oh, it's possible. I mean,
yeah,
I've only beaten her once, but felt good.
Maybe she's worried that this is going to be number 2, and she doesn't want that to happen. I don't know.
Here's to hoping. She just, like, basically toasts with her apple. She takes another bite.
Right.
Yeah, if y'all are still in town, well, you could probably play some music to accompany us while we're hunting. I don't know if you'd actually be that good at it, as she looks you up and down. You don't seem like you have the physique.
I'm probably rubbish.
I'm great at hunting.
Got those feline instincts.
Ah.
I bet you'd be fantastic.
No, yeah, I'm sure I'm rubbish. You know, it's really difficult to be great at everything.
Yeah, we all have our strengths. Like the trees, the flowers, all a different thing.
What's your favorite flower?
Oh. I haven't learned all their names, but I do enjoy wildflowers. I couldn't tell you all their names. Thousands of them. She gestures out toward the forest off to the east, or off to the west. There's a few good clearings where entire valleys just filled with flowers. Great place to relax and skin a deer.
That sounds really cool.
Good luck in the race tomorrow. I'm
And you
you'll
too.
need it.
We probably will. Yeah. I mean, we're newbies. Newbies don't know nothing about nothing. So
Adventures
you know.
have surprised us before.
Hopefully, it'll be again.
Luck.
And you.
Make a deception check.
Do you want disadvantage? Because it sounds like they already are like besties. But...
It's going to be high DC, no disadvantage, no advantage.
All right. So yeah, no.
You don't get a lot of feeling that it worked well, but
fair enough. It is what it is.
Definitely tried. I rolled for their interaction, and it was a 19. With
nice.
The further above 10, the further they like each other. The further below 10, the further they dislike each other. Turns out they're good buddies.
No, I love it. It's good. It's good. I like the randomness of it. All right, so really we only have 2 more to go to, so we might as well try to finish, I guess, because it's only 9:50 or 8:50.
Okay. The 2 more to go. There was Frankie, Leary, and Arden. Yeah.
It's oh no, it is 3. Never mind, it is 3. I'm wrong. We've only 2. Yeah, you're right.
Quick investigation check. You'll probably succeed for finding Frankie.
All right. Double 15s.
Double 15s. You end up finding, talking to various people. They point you over to actually where some of the celebrations are being held. Some of the, effectively a major like outside seating area and restaurant where different people are preparing things. You can smell meats even beginning to cook with some preemptive sales and things for the solstice celebration. But as you go around, you see a small dinosaur with almost like fur and feathers on its tail, on its long, flat tail. This blue-colored dinosaur carrying boxes, a bit larger than you would have expected, with a small halfling girl next to it, also helping carry boxes and move things around in preparation for the festivities. You see the smaller halfling girl with, a red vest, some very simple commoner clothing, and a sword at her side. You see Frankie and Scales.
Oh, that's so cute. I almost don't want to lie.
She does, in fact, have the smallest mount, as it is the only medium-sized mount in this. Yeah, everything else is large. Because she's a small creature, she can actually ride a medium-sized mount, and this is the one she has.
No, that's great. Frankie, Scales, what's up? How's it going?
Hi. Are you here to help put stuff up?
I can do that, and Garan actually starts helping. Actually, we just came to, kind of get to know some of the other races. We're newbies, we're going to be participating and all that.
Hi, I'm Thicket.
Those guys. As she looks not quite eye level, but just very slightly taller than Thicket. Hi. I'm Frankie.
Hi.
She puts out her hand for a shake after having put down the box she was holding.
Thicket enthusiastically accepts.
You're a cat.
Yes, I am.
Neat. Does that give you any special powers or things?
I can turn into a bigger cat.
Oh. Is that something all cats can do? I mean, I've never seen a cat.
I don't know. I've never met another cat like me.
I've always had a theory that cats are way stronger than we think they are, but, I've never actually seen them do anything supernatural, so, probably nothing, but at the same time, you look in their eyes, and sometimes it just looks like they know something,
Yeah.
Anywho, y'all are racers? Do you need, help with something, or...?
No, actually, we're just trying to go around and say hello, try to get to know some folks, try to get some information, and share any rumors we might have heard. For example, do you know Gadul and Boulder very well?
Thicket, insight.
I'm also trying again. Probably failing every time. Ah! Oh no! Oh great.
She looks pretty calm about it, but yeah, I know them. I know of them. I don't interact with them very much.
Right. Well. So okay, take this with a grain of salt, right? Again, we're still new. We don't really know the town or the people or anything, so we could have been misled terribly. So don't hold us to this. But we've been given the impression, the information, the whatever, that apparently Boulder loves snack-sized bites, right? And he's doing his air quotes performance again. If you notice during the race that Gadul and Boulder seem to be like closer to you, it may be because Boulder's trying to get the smell, the hint, the whiff of Scales. Not to harm Scales during the race, because that would disqualify them. That wouldn't be good. But after the fact, to be able to go out on a hunt. So, just give you a heads up that they got word that apparently the Deinonychus is a delicious breed, right? And so that really upset us. So we wanted to come and do that and tell you that it might be possible. It may be a lie, maybe you're wrong, maybe incorrect. I don't know, right? We're just trying to share what we've heard, what's been said. So.
She moves on to pet Scales a bit more feverishly. Thanks for the tip. Hope nothing like that happens.
No. Again, nothing should happen during the race, but it's after. So
that's more what I'm worried about. Race, whatever.
Yeah.
Haven't won before. Like, don't expect to, but I like it.
If Boulder Gadul seems to be a little bit closer to you than normal, and it seems like Boulder knows how to do his little trick. He can like trip bite, but without dealing damage. Without actually hurting you. So he's like skirting the rules.
Mm-hmm.
If you see that once or twice against you and Scales, just maybe focus on trying to hinder him, so that way he doesn't get that scent, right?
Okay.
And Garon just goes back to helping her.
Get insight. Get one more chance. She's working. Intimidation.
This is gonna go so bad. This is gonna blow up in our face. I can't wait. It's so hilarious. Yeah, not bad.
All right. As you continue to do so before eventually heading on to your next destination, I think we go ahead and take a 5-10 minute break there, then get back to go through the other things, and then if y'all want, we can at least try to start the race tonight.
Was there talks of us needing to get saddles or something?
If I recall correctly, y'all did go ahead and get
we had
saddles
everything
prepared, that like even a customized one for the T-Rex. So y'all should have them ready for the time, and I think y'all did pay them at the time, so you should be good on saddles.
Okay.
Like, just write that off as you do that morning out, and boom, you're good. Look at you. Intimidating, not quite children. I mean, she's not a child, she is an adult, but...
Right. But she's still halfling. Like, no, seriously, I look at her and I look at Scales, and I'm like, oh, I almost feel bad for this one.
Oh, this looks like a child. Oh, no.
But it's so funny because Gron's all like, why wait until the race to start trying to set traps?
Fair enough. And your solid investigation gave you a lot of information about some of the things to expect from people, like in particular, Myerma potentially. Is it not Myerma? No, dude. Ephrael trying to give y'all a tip. Now you kind of got an idea of what the truth behind that is.
Right. No, it's good times. This is fun. I hope it's not bothering or interrupting anybody's fun too much. But I'm having a blast trying to figure this out.
Is it interrupting y'all's fun?
No.
Nope.
I'm gonna go get some more water.
See y'all shortly.
Yep.
Maybe I could go back to passing this water.
Careful the spider family.
It's actually a centipede or some other silverfish or something. So it's eaten. It's just got a really good meal.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Back.
Look what it was just in there. It's the giantest popcorn piece ever.
Giantest popcorn piece ever.
It's actually quite large, and then she decided to play around too much and it dropped. So now it's like 5 pieces on the ground.
It happens.
It was impressive until that moment.
Still impressive in retrospect.
It will forever be etched in my memory as the largest popcorn at one time.
The largest of popcorns.
Ever. And echoes.
So a big reason why I didn't like popcorn for a long time is because all the stuff that gets stuck in your teeth.
Yep.
But Christy really helped me to value flossing and how useful flossing is. Because I would always just brush my teeth, and that's why I was like, well, I don't really want stuff to get stuck in my teeth because I didn't like flossing. But maybe I'm not the best flosser because I still will get stuff like on the mirror, so I have to clean the mirror afterwards. But now I can like on occasion eat popcorn and not feel bad because I know that I'm going to go use floss. So
yeah. I also just checked what the weather was going to be for the day of the race in game, and it's going to be scorching heat.
Ooh,
which means
Isn't that funny?
that's good for the lizard. That's not good for the whatever the cat, the crag cat or whatever. That's not
also
gonna be good.
means that there's going to be an increase in the DC of the con save to avoid losing stamina.
Makes sense.
It's actually bad for the lizard.
Really? I thought heat was good.
Because that lizards are cold-blooded, so they have to regulate their own temperature. So since he's already doing physical exertion and it's hot, it's likely going to overheat.
Do the characters have access to the Weather Channel?
No, but you'll be figuring it out by 9
I
a.m.
have forecast.
So it sounds like
it does make sense that it will be scorching hot because it is the summer solstice. Takes place on the day of the summer solstice.
Wait, I think Thicket actually does have a spell that like allows you to detect the weather.
Yeah, I think Druidcraft might be able to do it.
I don't have Druidcraft. It was Aerosphere.
Oh.
The heat spikes lag behind the solstice, because it takes a while for the Earth to heat up.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that
in that case, it's hot day because it's hot day.
I was gonna say it could be wave. It could be just the fact that Micah really wants to be like, you know what? It's hot in real Earth. Let's make it hot in fake Earth.
It was randomly determined. Mm-hmm. I rolled on the weather table. I have a weather table.
Aerosphere doesn't detect the upcoming weather. It just tells you what the weather is currently, which you could just look outside.
I have a rock of weather detection. If it's wet, it's raining.
But like, I'm surprised that it seemed to be over 100 in this area because last year it definitely was not even this close.
The world ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
Can I cast spells while I'm concentrating on a spell?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you can even cast a concentration spell, but it does mean you'll drop the previous one. But you can cast spells, yes.
Also, like, I was out in the
But
sun.
I can't cast while I'm in wild shape. Can I?
Correct. That's like a level 14 or something feature. 17.
So my Find Trap spell will not be helpful while I'm a lion.
Correct.
As I'm being extra, I'm making myself a strawberry shortcake on our break.
Dang, I'd love a
Do you have enough for the whole class?
Sure, let me just like
mail it to us.
mail it to you.
No, Wonka Vision.
Oh, Wonka Vision. How I wish that were a thing.
That would be great.
So I'm not sure if this is more of a regional thing, but yesterday, one of my teammates was talking about how I guess they work at like some sort of like high class school that gets like food catered to every student like every day, and
Whoa.
so they are, I think, every Wednesday they get pretzels from a, I don't know if it's a chain. I've never heard of it before. But anyway, it's like some sort of like pretzel, like gourmet pretzel like company restaurant, and like it happens every. And she was going through like all the different like pretzel flavors and like dips and like salsas, and I was just like, that's interesting that schools would have a weekly pretzel day.
That's crazy.
I do like pretzels.
Maybe
Soft
they
and
learned
hard.
it right. You know, the office had pretzel day.
Yeah.
I also
But yeah.
like pretzels. I may do that. I may have my snack after game be peas and pretzels.
But yeah, I think next week, whenever I see her, I'm going to ask what the name of that place was to see if there's one near me.
Are you a huge pretzel person?
Yes and no. Like, I like the, like the pretzels that come in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I do like a good like solid pretzel, but
Twister
if it,
sticks.
yeah, if it's too chewy or like too
Mm-hmm.
doughy,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it as much.
Yeah, you would have hated the pretzels at our college then. They were awful.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of like chewy breads or like chewy dough. Like, I like mine to be like cakey.
I see.
I can understand that. I like the pretzel pizzas or pizza pretzels at Sam's Club.
Mm.
Wow.
I do like a good.
I know. I looked from when you were
I
talking
said
about.
I do like a good pretzel bun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be careful. Just
Speaking,
do like
you
we're-
said you like the bag pretzels, sticks or twisted.
Twisted.
I respect it. I don't agree, but I respect it. So I think
Sticks are just
chips are
small.
probably my top.
She might have sprained it.
Pretzel
Yeah, it's
chips are
small.
fair enough. Okie doke. Everyone feeling good?
Yeah.
Water? Investigate for Leary and Hoot. You find Leary and Hoot, who actually, you would end up finding them at the practicing course, running around and practicing what appear to be jumps where the hippogriff jumps, flaps once or twice, like expanding the jump before landing,
Nice.
kind of keeping it still in the details, but giving some more vertical ability to it.
Nice.
As they roll up to the side, seeing you kind of standing and watching them, you see Leary is this fairly large man, bald with this bushy mustache and eyebrows, who looks like he might even be a little heavy for Hoot, but Hoot seems to be managing it well. The various tools on his belt, some different gear, these thick riding gloves, and then Hoot with a simple saddle, this brown and some white feathered hippogriff with the kind of, I guess, more lion-like back paws, but the lots of largely bird features with the hooked talons, hooked what's it called? The beak, hooked beak, and these and this large wingspan. You see Leary and Hoot. Hey,
Aw.
you
Aw,
need something?
like you like more owl than what you might expect. I like it.
Hey, you
Snore.
need something? Gonna watch
Hi,
us
I'm
practice? Hey, Thicket. Name's Leary.
Yeah, Garon.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Some of us are in the race, and we just wanted to come and wish
Oh,
well.
Yeah,
This is
last
an old-
minute entries.
Yeah, and good luck and all that.
Appreciate the wishes. Good luck to you all as well.
Thank you. What do you know Walker and Alexander at all?
I've met him a couple of times. They're fine.
Definitely at this point, like Garon's like trying to like cut to the chase because he's like, this is like just he doesn't think it's going as well as he'd like it to, but he's still gonna keep trying. So when he says that, Garon's gonna try to insight. Ooh, his best yet.
Seems to be largely kind of indifferent. Yeah, seems to be largely
That's
kind of indifferent. Like, yeah, he's a guy.
Right. Apparently, again, just take it for what you will. With the ability to make Alexander walk on walls and so forth.
Oh yeah, you should have seen him with the gorge a few years back. That horse was riding right like 15 feet in the air on the side of the gorge. It was a sight to see.
Yeah, see, that's interesting. All right, so yeah, maybe. Anyway, he seems to think that one of his greatest threats is Hoot. His ability to kind of flap his way out of a situation, if you will. Now,
and he should be threatened. Hoot's a real good boy.
He looks majestic indeed. He really does.
As you say that, the hippogriff seems to almost pose.
Nice. So I don't know if you want to take any of it seriously, because again, it could just be rumor. It could be people could be trying to like mislead us because we're new or whatever.
Yeah, it's possible. Some of the older guys tend to play some tricks like that.
Yeah, but we have heard that he views you as one of his biggest threats, so he may be kind of targeting you with more of his tinkerer things, more of his like little artificery tricks.
Oh, hear that, boy? As he pets the hippogriff. We got a challenger this year.
Are we at the track or what's?
Yes, basically.
We are.
Not at like the intended track for the day of, but the same practice area y'all had practiced the week before.
Oh, okay.
Question.
Yeah, what's that?
Not good.
Or are you talking
Wait,
to
no.
the
This
big
is
guy?
a question for the DM. This
Oh
is
yeah,
a
you're
question
talking
for
to the guy
DM.
in the sky. Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are all people, but some of us are gonna be mounts.
Yes.
Which is the hippogriff a polymorph person as well? Like, who else is doing that?
Make
like,
an
this is
insight
normal,
check.
right? Oh, dang it.
Can I make one?
You can.
Can you make one on behalf of me? I'm taking my dog out for the night.
Fair enough. I will do so.
So throughout all the investigations, none of them were enough to know whether or not someone was doing the same thing?
Gambit doesn't remember, but Thicket does remember that, yeah, throughout the investigation, you didn't hear anyone doing anything like that, any polymorphs or anything.
Maury, the player, remember them saying at like the desk or something when we were signing up that there was no other people that were
Okay.
at least wild shaped.
Yeah, no other transformed people being steeds. Not that you know of, not that you've found in your investigation.
So it has been done, but it's not very popular.
Yeah, it's done, from what you understand, it's more of a like fad by adventurers coming in, wanting to join in, doing that type of stuff, but no serious rider seems to be doing that.
Okay.
No one that competes regularly.
Okay, thank you.
Which, from what you understand, all of these people have competed at least once before.
No other newbies that we've met?
No other full newbies. Not this solstice.
We're the newbies this year.
Fresh
But not
meat.
for long when we win.
Out of curiosity, is there anything that you are aware of that we might want to think of or expect, or anything that you might have heard, just as a favor, since we are trying to tell you something we may have heard?
Well, I mean, you're new, so prepare to be kind of hazed with like Gadul making a bet with you. Ephraim might try to trick you into casting a spell. Don't cast a spell at her cat. It's not gonna work. Most of them are most of the racers are kind. They're good people. If someone genuinely offers for you to join a group for a drink after, they're probably serious. And, if they want to hang out, go for it. I don't tend to get into that stuff.
Truth.
Insight check.
Good grief.
I don't know, maybe. People offering other people to go have drinks seems like an odd idea.
Nope.
How much of a threat is this guy to us?
That sounds like a you question.
I wasn't asking him.
I was asking God.
That's also kind of a you question. How much of a threat do you feel like the guy is? If you want to see, like, in general, like, the energy he's putting off, he seems to be gruff, but sincere.
Okay.
Don't break the rules, be sure to have fun. I mean, it's a little bit of an entry fee, but all of us in it are used to it. A few of different ones of us have won. I won about 6-7 years ago. 7 now, I think. There's
Did you beat anyone else who's competing this year?
Let's see. Catherine's won 3 times. I won 6 years ago. Walker won the other 2. Gadul won 8 years ago. Everyone loves Arden. In fact, like, if you get his fans really riled up, be prepared for fruit or vegetables. It's hard to get out of clothing. Trust me.
I like fruits and vegetables.
Not when they're being thrown at you on the track.
Can't you just catch them?
Honestly, great idea. Make a stew or something while you're out there. Fantastic. Who was it? I think the guy that won 7 years ago was actually the set of adventurers that I haven't seen in a while. Those are kind of the biggest hitters. You never know who's gonna win. Who ends up where tends to shift. Sorry, what was that?
I said, so there's precedent of outsiders taking it.
Oh, it happens.
Good
It's
to know.
not quite as common. The ones that are quite good, the top, tend to be pretty good at keeping it in line, but it happens.
Have there ever been any disqualifications?
Yes. It's not terribly common.
Did y'all feed the dogs tonight?
I don't have dogs. As for disqualifications, they occasionally happen. Someone tried to take a bite out of Flash a few years ago. They didn't make it through the rest of the race. They were pulled out. Which also, you may look down on Flash. He is the fastest yak you've ever seen. Don't underestimate him. He's gotten 3rd place twice. That's all I can really think of to tell you off the bat. I mean, especially if you're here to have fun. Fun.
Yeah, I mean, obviously winning is a bonus, you know.
Always is. And, you know, if you have anyone in the crowd you're looking out for, be sure to make a wave. Be sure to wave at them while they go by. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to training if that's all right with you all.
You're right. No, right. No, yeah. Thank you for all the help. Any just out of curiosity, the year that you remember those adventurers won, did they have any specific tactics that you remember that seemed particularly effective?
Lots of magic. Some of us racers use some magic, a lot of us don't. Some of us have some tricks up our sleeves, but they were like constantly casting stuff throughout the entire race, and it gave them a bit of an odd advantage here and there.
All right.
But that was a while ago. Well, see you on the field.
Indeed. Good.
Take off. Back down the track.
See ya, Hoot.
Make a deception check. You may have forgotten, but you're actually here to deceive him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, as a player at this point, it seems like all this is like kind of meaningless to us. But
You could stop. I mean, if y'all as characters, and Garan doesn't feel like he made any headway, if y'all as characters feel like you're not making any progress, you don't have to continue to go to Arden.
I mean, we got one left, so it's like it's might as well. But
Might as well meet the big shot.
Might as well make the big shot. Investigation check that you're sure to pass, because it's like a DC 10.
oh, hooray! And then yes, I do pass auto. Wow, but that's not advantage.
Fortunately,
That was an advantage.
well, that and also you can't crit fail skill checks. So you're good. It occurs to me now you literally couldn't have failed his. I didn't realize you had a plus 10. As you go, though, you actually find at the stables, Arden seems to be cleaning off Mars. And there are a crowd of maybe 8 or 9 people kind of watching and talking. Some of them like calling out and asking questions. So you plan on going to any of the after parties in that evening? I don't know. We'll see how things go and take it from there.
He's got a fan club.
He does. Is this a what's his name from Harry Potter 2? Is this a Gilderoy Lockhart situation, or
In what way? Vibe or
yeah, like he's faking it and like he's just like it's all about like the showmanship?
All of the status, none of the skill.
that's
Right.
definitely got to be insight.
Okay.
As for walking up to him, you see he has different red, white, and blue bits of this bronzy gold armor that he wears. The horse, though, doesn't have its saddle and stuff on it. It seems to be well cared for and clean. His hair trimmed well. Both of you would roll well on insight. Oddly enough, he actually seems rather genuine with the fans, and you know, you got a weird sense they get that with the after party thing of, oh, we'll see how it goes. It seems like he doesn't want to disappoint them by saying no, and so he's giving a non-committal answer.
I love that his is the most over-rendered art ever.
Yep.
So maybe not Gilderoy Lockhart, but like Justin Bieber.
That's a better vibe to it, yeah. gives a very Justin Bieber, a little pop star vibe.
Okay.
Which, you know, as y'all go around to the stable, he doesn't even necessarily he does glance y'all's way, but doesn't take any extra time assuming anything as he goes back to brushing Mars.
Excuse me, Auden. Sorry to interrupt you.
Sure thing.
Yeah, Garond here. We're some of the people that are going to be involved in the race, and just wanted to kind of come along and meet some of the folks who will be running and so forth.
Great. It's always nice to have guests.
Hi, I'm Stickit.
Take it.
You know Kothar and Zip, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have any opinion about them?
He's fine. We've gone drinking a couple of times, but
go.
We're not close or anything.
Let's
It's very
go.
genuine. On fine terms, amicable.
It's been said, right? Take it for what you will, that apparently Kothar's been getting a little jealous of your fame,
That's a shame.
and apparently he wants to try to take your fans this year. He wants to try to show that he's a better performer, showman than even you are.
No. He can win them over. I guess they're all his. I mean, people get to decide who they want to work with. Think at Insight.
Yeah, this is the worst. Like, I feel like this is such a waste of time now. Oh well, set face. Oh well.
Ah!
Think it. You can't tell.
Can I roll above 10, please?
I don't know. Apparently
Hey, but
not.
but did my nat 20 insight on this guy pick up that maybe he's like actually a little scared of losing his fans?
I thought that was for finding out if he and Kothar were actually fine.
Okay, I mean it's fine. I can roll again. You just haven't had me roll again on other occasions. You kept the roll, so I
That's
just,
fair. That's
I,
fair.
So,
Well,
but
it's
there you
still-
go.
Can
still
I
did good.
roll about the fans?
What do you mean about the fans?
Well, I don't know what we're rolling for now.
Okay, currently you're rolling to figure out if he's actually, like, annoyed or anything. You did see a slight twinge and change in his personality when you basically said that Kothar was coming for his fans, and he's putting on a smile, but he does seem slightly annoyed by the prospect.
Finally, we got one. Finally, it took forever, but we finally got one.
May the best man win.
That's only a 20% success rate, but whatever, we'll take it, I guess. No, again, it could be nothing. It's probably nothing. You know, I mean, we're newbies. People could lie to us all the time, right? But still, just in case,
That's not kind of them.
You know, I think showing him up and really like showing your fans
So
that
nice.
that he's not very, enjoyable to follow. Just keeping them remembering of your great skill and your great presence, I think would go a long way to hindering what he seems to be trying to do. At least according to what we've heard, what's been said.
Oh, I'm
We're
sure it'll all
trying to
come
lie
out.
to Prince Charming.
I'm sure it'll all come out on the track.
You have to understand, Garan doesn't understand what's really happening here, and he's thinking, look, they're willing to cause all these tricks and stuff during the race. Why is before the race off the limits, right? So it's like we're out of limits, whatever. So
I appreciate the offer, and hope you get pick up some fans too. Though, actually, now that I recall, you said your name was Garand, right?
oh yes sir, yes sir.
Yeah, you're the
Perhaps
performer guy.
woman. Yeah, have you been?
Yeah, I went Thursday. I think Thursday afternoon is when I went. Before the evening show.
Couldn't have been Thursday. Couldn't have been Thursday. It could have been Wednesday. Could have been Friday.
Maybe it was
Sunday.
Friday then. It must have been Friday before I went to the show.
Ah yes, great.
Yeah, you were
So,
really good. I'm sure
thank
you'll
you,
have a few people rooting for you this time.
and that's great if we do. But honestly, I think that they would be better suited to follow you. You definitely have the look of the proper racer. In fact,
Hooks on everything.
part of me is going to be rooting for you. Even throughout all this. So
Everyone loves an underdog. Highest I've ever gotten is 5th, so hopefully I'm gonna be able to break that streak this year.
Highest he's ever gotten is 5th.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm not the most talented, but as he waves off to the fans, they keep me going.
He's not even one, and he's got a huge fan base.
Everyone loves an underdog.
it's like Rocky or the Karate Kid.
Hey, you'll need any help setting anything up? You help saddles and things for whatever you're riding?
Oh no, it's too kind. Yeah, no, we've got it. We've got that sorted. Anything you may have heard? Anybody trying to gun for us, or they don't take us seriously because we're the adventurer, like upstarts and all that?
I mean, I haven't really had time. I think if they said y'all came in like almost the last day for the normal entry, so no one's really had any time to develop much of an opinion, honestly.
Nice, great, all right. Well,
But
good luck. And hopefully you'll
popularity
get-
means anything. I'm sure everyone will know your name at least by tomorrow morning.
You know what? And maybe that can also drum up business for the performance, and then we make even more money.
That's a
fun.
win-win.
Involving ourselves in the celebration is really what we're trying to do here. We've got a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak.
Of course. It's always nice to see adventurers coming and taking an interest in the town. A lot of them just come here, do their mercenary work, and head on. So, to be honest, doesn't seem like there's a lot of it. It's a pretty peaceful city.
Yeah, I don't think we've come across too much, so, at least negative anyways.
Negativity doesn't seem to live well or very long out here. A lot of arguments get solved pretty quickly.
That's real good news.
Oh, well. He puts out a hand to shake yours.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I'll see you tomorrow. As he gives you
Good
a
luck.
smile, and you hear a couple of small cheers from the fans over to the side. I don't mind them.
No, it's great. They should be excited to watch you perform.
How many marriage proposals does he get a day?
At least a couple.
He's like the anti Gaston.
Alright.
The opposite. It's like the good guy version.
As you gather your things for the day that would have taken you into the afternoon, is there anything y'all would like to do before moving on to Tuesday and the day of the race? Any last minute preparations?
Allosaurus practice, or dinosaur practice, or T-Rex practice. I can't remember which one.
T-Rex practice.
T-Rex.
Oh wait.
Hmm?
Who's being a T-Rex? I can't remember what we.
Gambit.
The plan is for Gambit to be a T-Rex and be ridden by Garand, and for Thicket to be a lion and be ridden by Duck.
Jack.
Jack is playing character Duck. And then John is he's watching with support. Were we able to we have still time, we can get a special pass or an escort so that he can be there to watch the race?
Yeah, we could go to the court in town and see if they'll grant me, that. And if they don't, we'll sneak out.
I was curious to see if y'all would forget. And it was going to be fun to spring on.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked earlier if where this place was that we were at.
That's fair. You might have been stuck inside the city for a minute while you were going to the practice race. I don't know, for the practice course. But going to get that checked out. John, make a persuasion check. I would think.
If I can find my ability or my skills, there we go. Persuasion. That guy. That was kind of crummy.
You say you need access outside of the city for a race?
The race that the town is putting on. My team and I are entered.
Let me check in on it for you. As the secretary tiredly moves away and goes to talk to a few different people before going through one of the hallways in toward a different part of the castle. Actually, this would be over toward the military base. After about an hour, they finally come back. Fortunately, someone put in a good word for you. Yeah, we can have someone stay with you the entire time you're out there. No funny business, you hear?
Of course. I mean, my only question is if something were to happen, not that I'm planning anything, what would be the consequence if he
imprisonment, fine.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
You know, I'm not the judge. Maybe execution, but I'm not really into that stuff.
Alrighty.
I'm more of a fines type of person. We can do more effort with the money, especially if you're going to go do something wrong again. Then we can then fine you again and again and again. So keep doing it, I guess, or don't. I can't advertise that you actually should, but that would probably be the consequence.
All right. Very informative. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next.
Yeah, Cheyenne's right. Stamp.
Stamp. Next. As you're basically giving the indication that the next morning you can go to the MP office and they'll have someone who can go with you and basically have a, like 4-foot long handcuff between you and them.
Oh, really? That's
unfortunate. Won't restrict your spellcasting, but they'll be with you the whole time.
Uh-huh.
That's wild, man.
All into the late afternoon. And as you take some time to train and rest and prepare, the evening takes you another long rest. Last chance to say anything you want to do. Okay.
Is there a chance my gun is done, or will it still be more days?
It'll be a few more days. It'll be like Friday.
Okay. Okay.
Okie doke. As the time passes into Tuesday, the 20th of June, the summer solstice, the sun rising early in the morning, a hearty breakfast is plated for you. All right, y'all do great, okay? We'll be right there watching.
Oh, that's exciting news. That's great. We got a little bit of a cheering section.
Yeah. We can't cheer very loudly. I can get pretty loud, so hopefully you'll be able to hear us.
Thanks, John's mom.
Jane, dear.
Thanks, Jane, mom.
She smiles.
Okay, that's funny.
As you go and head out to the track, presumably, is that what you're doing? Or
Yeah.
are you going to randomly decide that you're going to do a heist instead?
Well, we gotta go to the MP's office and grab an MP, and then...
Wait, how much are we gonna bet?
Yeah, we gotta set the bets up too.
Okay.
So can you orchestrate that, and then we can just like kind of meta some of that?
Sure. As far as the betting goes, the standard restriction that you were told before is maximum of 100 gold can be bet per person, per contestant. Okay. So you can bet up to 100 gold on a given contestant, and you can bet on as many contestants as you'd like. As linked in the session highlights, everyone has an odds where the amount that is bet is then multiplied by a separate amount. So, for example, with Kathra and Shelly, since they are the front runner to win, betting 100 gold on them, if they win, you get your 100 gold back, and then 33 gold. The bet divided by 3. Whereas further down, for like Arden and Mars, it's a 1-to-1. You bet 100 gold, you get your 100 back, and another 100. For example, y'all, if you bet on Garon and Gambler, you bet 100, and in addition to the 100 you get back, you'd also get 500 more. If they get second or third, you would get 50% of your additional bet. So for Garon and Gambler, you'd get the 100 and then 250 gold. And then if you get third, it's 1/4 of the amount. So for Garon and Gambler, you would get the 100 you bet, and then let's see what 500.
125.
125.
So yeah, it makes the most sense for to put 200, put 100 on both Garand
Yeah.
and Doug, and then just leave it at that because we'll
Yep.
make some money. It just depends on how much, and that's going to be us working together to try to combine slow down
So you're
opponent.
putting 100 gold pieces on Garand and Gambler, and just 100 gold pieces on Doug and Hedge.
Yes.
So 200 each. So each of us could bet 200 if we wanted. So it's up to you how much.
Gambit's fine with that.
It's up to the individual.
Yeah.
Garand, are you betting 100 on each?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's. I mean, this is the time. You know, it's our time down here. Down here, it's our time.
Thicket is betting on himself and no one else.
So you're not well. Thicket, you're effectively voting on you're bidding on Doug.
Yeah,
Himself.
I'm part of the team.
Okay, so yeah, I mean,
All right, that's all Thicket's going on. Who is Gambit betting on?
Both.
Dope.
yeah, and I gave my 20 plat for both.
Yes, go ahead and mark off the amount now. The original bet will be returned to you in whatever amount. Actually, is that right? No, I think it's if they don't win at all, you don't get the bet back. Yeah.
So do I mark off 100 gold for me?
Yep. Gambit mark off 200. Is John going to bet on anyone?
Probably not.
All right. It is Jack betting on anyone. Or rather, is Doug betting on anyone?
I think just looking at the charts, Doug is like, well, why not just go for the people that would get the most? And he's just going to bet 1 gold on whoever is at that bottom of the list.
1 goal, just 1 goal. That is on.
Yeah.
That would be Garon and Gambler, Ariefall and Quill, Mally and Dune, Thornton and Nash, Myramar and Osiris. All of them are just on Garon and Gambler.
I think he's going to do 1 on each.
All right.
I love the way that Doug's brain works.
You're only betting the 1 gold, so you can mark off 5 gold pieces.
Yep.
Dope. See, that's different from hedging your bets, because at this rate, I'm looking at it and I'm like, depending on how they go, you might basically guarantee to lose some. Like, no, if any of them win first, then you get the whole bet back. So.
Wait, there's rewards for second and third place bet winners as well, right?
Yes, you get 50% and then 25% of what you would have gotten.
Okay, well then Thicket is also going to bet on Garant and Gambler as well.
Okay, 100 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to mark that off. Remember, winner gets 5,000 gold, second gets 2,000 gold, and third gets 500 gold, just standard. Okie doke. This feels like a really odd song for this. There we go. Let's see. As you approach the rider's tent, you see the fairly large setup in the path in front of you. Sections, long paths, one that's running parallel to this front starting area, one that seems to have like an empty area off to the left or to the north. You can see the trees off as well, seemingly like the opposite side, and what seems to be like an odd like open wedge off to the right side past the starting area, where it's almost like the ground is just flat, and then it goes up, then there's just a wall that's like 40 feet high that seems to continue down to that then slopes back down to the rest of the path. at least on the early running time. As you and the others begin to gather, you see that there is a large set of stages, seating set up along the starting area and off to the sides. There are ropes across the entire course, and it does seem that people are allowed to just stand at basically any point on the race to watch, except for in the forested area where it seems that only officials are keeping eyes on it, but for safety reasons they don't allow people just to hide or wait in the forest, since it's a little more freeform as long as you come out the other end. You see in front of the starting area, the large seating has been constructed. This pretty much wooden for the most part, a few different stone elements added in as well, but largely wooden observation seating that goes up probably 80-100 feet with strong supports set out and different levels to it, the middle of which there is an open spot near the front that, seemingly in pretty good view of everyone on the stands, there is this large open basin of water that, interestingly enough, seems to be almost pumped continually, where the basin is like tilted at a 45-degree angle facing toward the stands, and the water is like moving down over this glass before hitting the bottom and seemingly, presumably magically, being funneled back up to the top and continuing to flow down. There is some nicer seating that has coverings overhead, as you are already feeling the intense heat of the day. You would see the various other riders around, and I'm not going to share all their pictures now, as they'll be shared when they become relevant during the race from where you are. Though I will be sharing the map with you in a few minutes. And we'll take care of the transformations as well, probably. But as you prepare yourselves, getting any ready preparations with the soldier who seems to be fine, just standing next to you. So, are you going to be one of the ones? I mean, I can't imagine you're the ones racing. He says to John, holding a hand up.
Unless you can run really fast. No.
Not that fast. Name's
Nope.
Farouk.
We are support and, well, moral support mostly.
We could share. Honestly, I'm kind of glad you've given me an opportunity to be out here watching instead of being cooped up. So, thanks.
Wait, are there two guards with me?
No, just one. It's just me.
Oh. I thought you did two different voices there. For a
Oh,
second.
sorry. That's just Micah being bad at consistency.
Micah,
Yeah.
what was the command to stop the pop-up thing happening in
/
Instagram?
console skip.
For whatever it's worth, I can't see my character anymore, and I'm trying to find it on combat tracker, and it's not happening.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I can see it on both other sides.
Reload, I guess.
Sure, if you'd like to. That might be a way to do it, because I don't necessarily... I mean, I guess I could maybe, like... do this. This might work.
No, I don't know. I just clicked out, so...
Oh, too late then. Yeah, I mean... Not here.
I mean... China's over here asking if she can bet. You don't have anything. You're not even playing the game for real. You're helping out. You're playing it. It's fun.
Oh, well,
Silly girl.
Like,
Who's
if it helps,
casting polymorph on Gambit?
FRL
I am.
is...
John.
Okay.
is betting on herself, so, you know, that works. A bit lag. As you're all preparing and gathering yourselves, you see the other racers putting on their own saddles and things as it gets closer to 9:30, even close to 10. A fairly official-looking man in purple and white clothing comes over. It does seem that he actually is one of the guys that was taking the entries. Walks over with a board. Alright, everyone gather around. As over a minute, all the riders move over to him. Well, as is normal, there's the normal straightaway. that happens during all these races, as well as the forest section. Before I get into the details of the other two abnormal sections, I'd like to remind you that you can't harm each other during the race. That will be grounds for disqualification, intentional harm, biting, that kind of stuff. You can mess with each other and try and cast non-harmful spells, even like traps and things, as long as they do no harm. If they do, you will be disqualified. During the race, the audience will be able to see you at different points, so, you know, if you want to do anything for the audience or try and, like, wave into the sky, that's where there will be some magical viewpoints that'll be following you along. Let's see, as he flips through his notes. Okay, I guess the main other thing I need to cover is the two new sections, as he points over to the wedge. So it's not moving now. At the base of that wedge, there are a variety of these large stone platforms that we have some of the students from the college and professors and, well, actually, I don't think any professors are over there, but students from college that are capable of it, using magic to actually cause these large stone platforms to float and move in the air, shifting around in different ways. They're going to try and keep it to a consistent pattern. Sorry if they don't. They are all still human after all. Well, not all human, but you know what I mean. They're all people. So your goal for that one is going to be using the stepping stones to climb up these moving platforms to the top of the wedge before continuing down them. In that, if you do fall off, we do have some standing by to help cushion the fall, magically, of course. And you can go back and try to move up them again if you do fall.
For a split second, I just thought of a whole bunch of people just running underneath of him.
No. Well, not quite that strong. I haven't shared the map yet, that'd be why.
Okay.
And then the opposite section, as he points over to the western side, to the left, there is a fairly empty field that I guess, I could leave it a surprise. There will be spires, these rock stalagmites. Stalagmites. Effectively, though, you know, not in a cave, but these spires that are going to be pointing up that you're going to have to navigate your way through. They didn't tell me if I should tell you about this. I'm going to flip a coin. Alright. The coin says yes. It's a zero gravity area. Or at least like minimal gravity. So as you move through the spires, be prepared that you are going to float, as will your steeds. And you're going to need to try and navigate through the area before you get back to the other side. So don't bet on being able to necessarily go just along the ground, as the extra momentum will likely start carrying you into the air, so be prepared for that. Yeah, those are the two main things. We'll be keeping track of everything and everyone. Put on a good show. We don't want anything to go terribly wrong. Please no one die. We'll be keeping a watch on you. Don't hurt each other. Yeah, with the queen and some of the other more influential people of the town watching, as usual. Keep it clean, keep it friendly. Let's all have a good time and enjoy and keep entertainment for the audience. All right?
Alrighty.
Those mumbles of yes and conclusions. All right. We'll be lining up at the track in about an hour and a half. We'll head back over to their areas. There is your race map.
I'm so excited.
You may notice on the race map what seems to be like missing numbers or things shifted to the wrong placement. That's why I'm not using Dungeon Pater Studio anymore. For the race, we are going to track the individual people off to the right and their placements. It was meant to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yada yada, up to 15, and then y'all at the bottom. As y'all move through, you'll be passing by the different people, and they may shift as well at different points. But starting when the actual thing happens, I'll reveal all the tokens and everything, and you'll be able to see where everyone else is. They're going to be in the same lineup as in the betting description, at least at the start. And kind of the end goal as you go through the map will be to get to the front, to be in first and probably second. It's going to be made up of 4 sections. One is going to be navigating on the moving platforms, the woods, and then the zero-gravity spires. Are there any preparations or things you would like to handle before the time of the race?
Yeah, this is the time where we're casting all those spells now.
I think that's actually going to be pretty close, like when you start lining up and things, is probably when you do those. Just because some of them have like an hour duration and
Polymorph has
such.
an hour, so
For the hour duration and such, that'd probably be then. But, any other preparations you want to make, or you could just hang out
My
after.
preparations are just for right before the beginning of the race.
Yeah, thought so. Let's see. Who is the most interesting person to... or, like, who would catch their attention?
The most interesting in the world?
Doug.
Yep.
As you're doing any preparations or just hanging out as you would, just whether you're talking to the others, you would see a
What is
elven
everyone else
woman.
doing? I was gonna ask, what is everyone else doing to prepare?
Oh, what is everyone else doing?
I meant like the other teams.
Oh, other teams. Yeah, I'll tell you that in a second first. But for the moment, you see a really dark-skinned elven woman walking up. Hey, you must be new.
Yeah, that's right. Is that all right?
Sure.
Nude.
I was talking more to him as she gestures over to Doug.
Oh.
I mean, you too. You're also... What'd they say the names were? Garondon the Gambler and Doug and Hedge? I don't see any Steens. Do y'all need to go get them?
Hi, I'm Thicket.
Hi, Thicket.
I'm gonna be Hedge.
You're gonna be Hedge?
Yeah.
Oh, transformation. Your ventures. I see now. Well, I'm Ephrael. Nice to meet you.
That's you. That's you, Shane. Yeah, no, it's so great to meet you. We heard you have the most excellent of wisdom.
Make a deception check. If you're trying to actively deceive and not be obvious about what you're doing.
No, I mean, I think it was more like I'm joking with her.
Well, I guess you've been warned then. And here I thought I might be able to give you some fun advice, I was gonna say that I'd heard from a friend at the college that there was always going to be a path on the left side of the floating stones as they move around, but I have no idea. Oh. Well, nice to know you did your research. You're taking it seriously. We have some people come in sometimes that just kind of make it all just a little game or a show. They usually end up in last. Who knows? Maybe I'll be ones to watch out for.
Oh, I doubt it. My understanding is Thornton was worried about you.
I can't see why.
I guess someone said something about Fluffy looking at Nash as a delicious snack after the race. Maybe
No. I see. Well, Fluffy is a carnivore. I don't tend to go after other people's property. Thanks for the word on the street, though. As the large white cat moves over and gives a bit of a growl. Oh, don't worry, girl. They're just trying to be friendly.
Hi, Fluffy.
Animal handling.
One cat to another. Thicket, your rolls are awful tonight. You're definitely not.
Fluffy tilts its head and moves over.
We need to wait till next week.
Buffy sniffs you before kind of dismissing the thought and just sitting down. Sorry, she's not too friendly.
How come?
Well, she's a long way from home, but I try to take her back as often as I can, but we like to come and do the races. So, from the mountains up to the north. That's the cat. Alright, girl. Let's go back and get prepped, okay? She takes the cat over. Like, following behind almost immediately as she leaves, you see a small goblin head over. Hey! Here y'all, the new people. Eh?
Yeah. What's how
Oh,
goes
come
it?
on. I know I don't look great, but I'm not a problem. I'm a nice racer, man. Here to have some fun.
Hi, I'm Thicket.
Hey, Thicket. He looking almost eye to eye to you as he's fairly small. A large wolf saunters up behind, looking over you all almost dismissively. Well, Thicket. Oh, I just thought it might be fun to offer a little wager. I mean, I know they have the standard wagers, but it's always fun to do a bit more. At least, if y'all are interested. I know a lot of people like to hold down their coin, especially if it's their first time. Haven't really made the confidence, so, you know, no worries. I'm sure y'all don't want to.
Oh, well, who holds the bet then, Gadul? Who's
No,
Who's the middle?
it's just a handshake between two racers. Just a simple, maybe like 50 gold. Whoever gets further ahead. Don't even have to win, just have to be ahead of me.
Doug just immediately shakes his hand.
Oh, perfect. You're, which one are you? I know there's Doug and Garand. Is that right?
Oh, close, not bad. It's Garond.
Did
Did I say good?
Garand. Okay.
Or is it Gaddle?
Nice one. I think the double U's would not a W, just double U's would get you a good duel. But yeah, you know, it's fine. Even if you were reading it, I mean, goblin names are uncommon, man. But hey, at least I'm not nearly as bad as some of the other ones I hear in the wild tribes and stuff. They literally get named like Stinkbrain as their actual birth name. That sounds terrible. I couldn't stand it.
I mean, it could be worse. I don't have a last name.
Me either.
Last names aren't too important. I mean, I don't have one either. Me and Boulder are all first names here. Nor do a lot of the others. I mean, I'm up from Moraine. Yeah, there's some goblins there that have, you know, connected really into society. Nice place. Great people. And yeah, I mean, last names, you know, if you really care about the family lineage, then sure. Or goblins. One goblin, another goblin. You know, you do it yourself. It's not about who you were. It's not about who your parents were. It's about you. So is it just Doug, or one of you others interested as well in a little bit?
We just recently became not poor, and I don't want to be poor again.
Well, you know, I can understand that. It's real easy to hold on to money, but you know, if you think of it like this, you're really just getting more money if you beat me. You know, if you want it to just be for fun, we could lower it to like 5 gold, 10. You know, it doesn't have to be a big deal. Heck, I'd even go for a few copper pieces if you really wanted to. I just think it's fun.
I want to see if he's like trying to pickpocket us at all right now.
Perception check. Perception and insight.
There you go.
He is not
Hey.
trying to pickpocket you. He is definitely trying to smooze you into making a bet, regardless of what the bet is.
No, I'm good.
Oh, that's alright. One little man to another.
It's funny. Doug's gonna get the money from the goblin, but the rest of us are gonna get our regular money from the regular bets.
For real.
Wish you the best of luck, as he pets the snout of the dire wolf, which looks at him with the same look of indifference as he has to all of you. Oh, come on, boy. You're up. See you on the course.
Hey, good luck.
It's too bad we're not actually like racing with machines, because then we could totally tamper with crap.
I mean, no one said you couldn't mess with saddles, but... I mean, I guess they technically said you can't, but you know.
I mean, yeah, people
Because they're not
said-
supposed to sabotage saddles and stuff, but you could... That's the same of the you can't tamper with the other people's cars in that kind of race, so... Note to self, if we do the Star Wars campaign, I'll find a way to sneak a race into that too.
Yeah, pod race, man.
Pod race, scoot bikes, there's tons of different race things in Star Wars that you could do. Even just a regular ship race. But I think with giving y'all an idea of the intended map, an idea of some of your opponents, which I'm actually going to, even if I'm not going to show you the full image for them all, let's go ahead and put them all on the map. Which I think they're all identified, so you can probably hover over them to see what their names are to show who is who.
Yeah.
Um,
We already got the last.
You need to go to bed so anyway, so we'll see.
and I'll go ahead and we're gonna let's use the riders to note where you are on the place. It's gonna be Garand and Doug on the map there. John's just gonna be hanging out on the sidelines. What's up? And then we're gonna put Thicket and Gambit in the racing locate in the lineup.
Question: where how big is this track again?
It is, I believe I said it was 2 miles around.
Okay.
Yeah, so that it gets to 6 miles total, enough to be a good longer race, but not so long that it would exhaust all of the animals involved.
How do I target again?
You control click on something. And I'm gonna go ahead and unfree the token movement. Enjoy. Let's see. Oh, I could end us out with the description as the race starts, or we can leave it for y'all to decide on anything else you'd like to try to do, prep or otherwise. What do y'all think? Should we?
I mean, we should have all of our prep ready, and then have that listed down, and then you can do the intro, and then we could start for next time. So
Yeah, so we'll, over the week and, after the session here tonight, we can, on session planning or character creation, type down everything that you plan to do so you don't forget. And then at the beginning of next session, pop it in, do the description as the crowd will arrive, and y'all will have a somewhat distant, but you will have a view of Queen Estrella for the first time.
For the first time
Man, forever.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to all the descriptions that you gave of what was coming in the race. Right.
So there's the straightaway down here.
Yeah.
There is this side, which is going to be a challenge of climbing up, basically a moving staircase. And then the forest. And then going through a kind of zero or low gravity spike field. Moving around different pillars and stuff. Oh, I think if I do it like this, does it let you see? It does not let you see what their initiative, or like where they are in the initiative. That's okay, you don't really need to. Doke. Yeah, we'll finish the exact prep next time. I think. Seems like a good idea. I'm curious if John will get up to anything on the sidelines for funsies, you know?
I'm trying to think of stuff.
Well, you'll have
How
a week
big
to.
how big the track is, and like the rules involved, and me having this guard. There's not a whole lot I think I can get up to without getting in a heck of a lot of trouble.
Fair enough.
It's probably going to be you drop in the bardic every time that we go around or whatever, because it's 3 times around.
I only got
Yep.
3
loops.
Two runs of that, but I could drop it for sure.
Well, you give a couple of bardics for sure. They do only last 10 minutes, but I think we decided that they lasted a lap effectively.
Just do the Hunger Game.
Yeah.
Be dope.
As you go around.
And I'll go ahead and award XP, and then we'll stop there for the night, because I know it was getting a little further on, and with the roleplay and the fun prep stuff, because you didn't know exactly how many people it may have worked on.
Right.
Some of them was a not, just from pure rolls, when it was like trying to get Myerma and Cathra. I was like, well, that's not going to go well, because they're friends.
Right.
But then, you know, others, they might be a little more worried. Some. Definitely Arden. Let's see. Session experience. I also need to give out session gold. 1 second. Let me do that. Session gold. There you go. There's your 1 copper piece of session.
Yay!
Unbelievable,
I'm
sir.
not poor anymore.
It's true. The copper pieces weren't what did it, but you were not poor anymore. It's too late to go back and change it. I'm kind of surprised you didn't try to get the earrings beforehand. Because I'm pretty sure the timeline was that she was already done with them.
Oh, maybe I know. Maybe I probably was just trying to think about like making the money situation work out better.
Well, you definitely have. As I
mentioned
mentioned,
about this particular thing being useful, especially because the idea is that the T-Rex and the lion can go about the same speed with everything, so it's like kind of keeping them together and then like kind of slowing everybody else down.
Yeah. Then just getting ahead. Some of your opponents are going to be faster, some are going to be slower, rolls are going to be made. You're probably going to be competing against basically the 2 nearest people, either up or down. So like the beginning, you'll probably go against Maliandoon and Areval and Quill. And then, you know, as you move forward, going against further and further through the different sections and trying to hold different positions. I'm excited. I'm hoping it'll be fun. I need to make or find a DMCA-free racing playlist, I guess. That or, like, link a YouTube video into a thing so I can have race sounds in the background. Seems like fun. But on the...
Copyright-free Tokyo Drift.
Copyright-free Tokyo Drift, exactly. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording side. We appreciate you coming and hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful week. Goodbye.
Bye.